So ESG KPIs. So today our live session's main topic is KPI of ESG. So worldwide nowadays one of the major topic we are discussing about the environment, social, governance KPIs. Let's start. Hi, this is Maributhu Kanivadi. We are going live for the ESG KPIs. I hope you all aware of the ESG, environmental, social, governance KPIs, key performance indicators. This key performance indicators will always help you to improve the ESGs for all kind of industries, not a small one industry. Worldwide nowadays, ESG is a major topic and every corporate and big organizations, they are keeping the ESG positions and making a separate department for ESG, that is environmental, social, governance. So to improve the standards, to improve the overall standards of the company, the ethics of the company, governance of the company, all the major corporate groups and investors are insisting to go for ESG. So those are worldwide, the stock exchanges are a major part. You see, the investors nowadays, SaaS, for all the big organizations, they are in the SaaS. So for stock exchange, SaaS, the investors invest in the big companies, SaaS. So once they are investing the SaaS to the big industries, they want to know what are the structure, system and performance of the industries. So that's why the investors are keep on looking the performance of the ESG, because what the investors thinking, if the company having the proper ESG means they are the responsible companies than anyone else, because they are responsible for the environment, they are responsible for the social, they are responsible for governance. Okay, so in this case we have a KPIs, how the companies already having the ESG department, already having the ESG offices and organization are set for the KPIs like quality KPIs, and then health and safety KPIs, overall, each mechanical industries means maintenance KPIs are there. So everywhere KPIs is there. So how the investors know whether the company going in a right directions? So the KPIs only they know the ESG going in a right pathway and the right directions. That's why this ESG is always investors and media's friendly. This ESG always having the data that will express their social responsibility, their governance responsibility, their environmental responsibility. So moral ethics of the industries, whatever in the world. So if the companies are performing properly through the ESG, then you can get more SaaS and investors happy. Once ESG key performance indicators good, then company overall looking good, going good, and performance also definitely good. Because nowadays you see in the worldwide, everyone making production. Startup business, a lot of business is there because of the worldwide, the consumers are increased, the customers are increased. So everywhere the money making is not an issue, but now we are in a position to think about the environmental responsibility, thinking about the social responsibility, thinking about the governance responsibility, how the organizations, big organizations, corporate offices, they are well aware about the ESGs. So this ESG is always a big, problem for everyone. Anything? Hi, sorry for interference. So now you see the ESG key performance indicators, what are they? For example, here the key performance indicator for environment, here governance, here the social. So these are interlinked. That's why we are calling as a ESG. So what are the environmental KPIs? GHG emissions. What are the GHG emissions? Greenhouse gases. The greenhouse gases only making the global warming because of greenhouse gas effect. What are the? Methane, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, nitrous oxides. These oxides making an umbrella. Where they are making? In the atmosphere, they are making umbrella. Once the sun heat touching the surface of the earth and again go back to the atmosphere. But this greenhouse gases, what they are doing, they are just making an umbrella here. So this umbrella is carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, methane and nitrous oxide. So these oxides makes umbrella. In this umbrella, again the heat coming from the sun and touching the earth here. Okay, then again it has to go to atmosphere. But in between this umbrella of this greenhouse gases, again making umbrella and reflecting again to the earth, not giving the room to go to atmosphere again. So because of this is called greenhouse effect, because these gases making an umbrella and sending the heat again to the earth, this will making the global warming. That's why this much climate change. This climate change is a big issue everywhere in the world. Nowadays we are experiencing the global warming, climatic changes, sea level increasing because of the poles are getting melted. North Pole, South Pole, all ices getting melted and the sea level increasing. Why? Because of these greenhouse gases. Where this greenhouse gases is coming from? Human activities, industrial activities. So carbon dioxide is the number of population increased. They are breathing out the carbon dioxide, then it's going to the atmosphere. The same thing, the methane. So because of the industrial activities and bio activities, it's causing the methane, and nitrous oxides also same like human vehicle activities, industrial activities. It's all goes to the again in the atmosphere, making an umbrella and forming a greenhouse effect. that emissions making a climatic change in the overall earth. That's why here GHG emissions. This GHG emissions, you must have a KPIs, key performance indicators. So how much GHG emissions you are reducing? What will be your goal? Last year, what will be your goal? This year, what will be your goal? And then whether you achieved last year and how much you are going to achieve this year. That is the key performance indicator for GHG environmental KPIs. Then next one is energy consumption. So energy consumption means you have how the companies are conserving the energy. For example, how much last year, how much water they have consumed, how much electricity they have consumed, how much fuel they have consumed, and then what will be their goal. So if the last year's and this year's there is a reduction in the ratio means their KPI is going good. So that's why the energy consumption is a big matter, because the energy, why we are talking about the sustainable environmental development. So sustainability means we have to give the environmental resources to our future generations. So for future generations, we have to consume and conserve the fuel, water, electricity. So we are in a position to conserve this. That's why this KPIs, environmental KPIs. Then renewable usage, energy usage. So renewable energy usage means you have a windy energy, then solar energy, how they are using, whether the big contribution they are doing windy energy, solar energy, bioenergy, these are renewable. Then and there we are renewing. So renewable energy resources, how they are using. Water with the recycling plant. Okay. So how they are water consuming and recycling activity, what they are doing. Then waste generation and the recycling efficiency, rate efficiency. So how much waste they are generating, that is a KPI, key performance indicator. If the companies every year they are continuously increasing the waste, means they are not concerned about the environment. They have to reduce the waste. 5R technologies. Based on the 5R technologies, you have to reduce the waste. So, and the recycling rate. So, how much waste generated, how much recycling rate is there for that waste. So that also a key performance indicator. Then we can have air emissions. So air emissions like nitrous oxides, sulfur oxides and particulate matter. Sulfur oxides, we are fossil fuels. Because of the fossil fuels, sulfur oxide is coming. The particulate matter is a fine particulate matter. Particulate matter micron 5 and micron 10. And micron 15. So this micron 5 particulate matter, micron 5 and micron 10 and micron 15. So these micro level, that particulate matter, what will be the company's intensity, whether intensity increased or decreased. Then carbon intensity. So carbon intensity means how much the company's carbon output. As in carbon footprint. Carbon footprint means how much each and every organization releasing the carbon to the atmosphere. So that how they will calculate based on the carbon dioxide, based on the carbon monoxide, based on the what are the gases they are emitting, what are the waste they are sending outside. Wherever the carbon is there, that carbon is culprit for the environment. That's why carbon footprint rating. So here the carbon footprint, what are intensity, whether carbon intensity reduced or not. that will be the KPIs. These are all called the environmental KPIs. So based on these KPIs, okay, the last year the emissions this much, this year emissions this much. It's a downtrend, not increasing trend. It's a downtrend means this KPI is working well. Last year wastage 100 tons. This year wastage only 80 tons means your waste generation is in a downtrend. It means KPI working good for the environmental side. Then the carbon intensity, last year the intensity is like 10, we can say 100. Now the intensity reduced into 70 means, so carbon intensity reducing means KPI working good. Like all these things, how they are contributing to the environment based on the KPIs, these investors, they will observe and see the data. Based on the data, they conclude that the company is working good. They are contributing more to the environment as like these KPIs. Then second one is social KPIs. What are the social KPIs? KPIs of, for example, diversity, so here the KPIs, diversity, inclusion. Whether the company last year number of persons, for example, not from the one community, one area, from one language. They are in multi-area, multi-language, multi-persons. But because diversity means you cannot simply recruit the people from one area. You have to recruit the people from different languages, different races, different communities. So this all makes these KPIs good. Then employees turnover rate. So how the employees turnover is there. For example, if the 100 people working means what will be the turnover? If the 1000 people working means what will be the turnover? And then human rights and labor complaint incidents. So in case of any human rights, how many human rights issues raised during the period, and what are the labor complaint issues came, whether last year 5 complaints came, this year 4 complaints on KPI working good, but if the increasing means KPI is in a downtrend and the performance is not good. There are so many human rights are there are labor issues are there, so that continuously complaints are coming. So that's why this KPIs, if continuously coming means KPI, the investors monitor through this KPI, and why the human rights and the labor issues rising, they will ask the question based on this KPI. So these are the things you must be aware of it. And also the employees relations trade union. So how the employees trade union functioning, how they are selecting the trade union people, and what are the various factors, and the board members, how they are reacting. This all comes under the KPIs of the social side. So one is diversity, then employees turnover rate, then another one is the human rights complaints and trade union issues. So the last year trade union side, no, there is no conflict. This year conflict more means the key performance indicator says that the social side company has to look. They have to look into social KPIs, because the social KPI is not working good. If there is no complaint compared to the last year means, or last 6 months means, or last 3 months means, you are working good. So that based on this KPI, social is working good. So environmental, social, now is the governance. So governance side, how the company following the various companies brand diversity and independence, whether this company having the proper brand. For example, we so many industries brands are there, we are having the so many different type of brands are there. So whether these brands are diversity is there and independent are there, and also ethics and anti-corruption policy compliance. So companies following the proper business ethics and standard ethics, and also the corruption, there is no corruption, and the corruption policy also strictly implemented. The last 3 months or 6 months before the corruption, the company have got the corruption issues, but now the corruption reduced. That KPI indication the investors must know. And also the data privacy and cyber security side. So as per the governance side, they will see nowadays worldwide internet is a major part. So everyone's data privacy and data security very much important, because the privacy is very much needed for each and every individual. Worldwide, the organizations thinking about to maintain confidential information about the individuals. So the confidential informations, or whether they are maintaining or not. So this data privacy and cyber security, any complaints comes. So if complaints increases means, based on the KPIs, they come to know the complaint increase means company not following proper data security rules and regulations. So they have to improve data security rules and regulations. And then you have a compensation. So you have audit findings about the various human companies issues, trade union issues, and also the ESG goals are there. For governance side, they have ESG goals are there. Whether these ESG goals are followed or not, these things also they have to see that one. Then these all the things, brand diversity, ethics on anti-corruption and policy compliances, data privacy and data security. So these all the things comes under the governance side. So these governance KPIs are very much important for how the company is always projected in front of the investors. Because these are linked to the politics. This governance always linked to the politics. So how the political side, how the company running, because this directly linked to the governance, to the concerned governments. For example, state governments are there here in these parts, and each every country they have two governments. So one is district, and then state, and then overall country. So how the entire organization, they are linked to this governance side. So governance directly linked to the organization. So the brand diversity and their independence is always important for any brand for success. And ethics and anti-corruption is definitely required. If any corruption is there, then government will take actions. And also data privacy and cyber security is there, means their data protected, their money protected, their investors' money also protected. This KPI is definitely valid one. And also, so all the kind of issues related to the governance and trade union issues, board members issues, these all they will make a KPI. In that KPI, they will come to know ESG performing well. So in that case, on this KPI, environmental side, they come to know the environmental side is running good, and then social side, Okay, so seriously, these are the issues are there. Based on this KPIs, the company is running good. Here the governance side, data privacy is good, ethics is good, and there is no major complaints about the company's legalities and also compensations. Any compensation to the employees is properly followed means. So these are the things for governance side also company running. Based on the KPIs, investors they easily find out this organization going good. There is no environmental issues, there is no social issues, there is no governance issues. It means we can invest more in this industry, or we can bring more investors to the industry, because social, governance, environment, everything fine. It's a downtrend. So there is no much issues in the industry. There is no much issues in the industry means you have a healthy, growing economy and organization. So there is no conflict in the industry. That is why the ESG is very important to know the health of the organization, to know the health of the overall organization. That will be the main gift to the ESG. So ESG means environmental social governance. In this environmental social governance, you have to see the KPIs, the environmental KPIs, social KPIs, and governance KPIs. I hope you understand it. All these KPIs through the ESG. So you have any doubt in this, you just make a comment on that. Whatever doubt you have, I can explain it. I hope you understand the ESG KPIs. Thanks for watching the live sessions. So keep on supporting us for subscriptions. You can subscribe this channel for getting all the HSE related updates, trainings, live trainings, and also like and share the details what we have. It will help us to improve more things and include more things. Thanks for participating. Thank you very much.